Hello and welcome to Magister's Terrace. This is the very last of the Burning Crusade dungeons. After this, we'll be in Wrath of the Lich King, and Jamosh will be back at the helm. No longer Spodwik soloing everything. So,
do not lose faith.
Get these quests right
Blessings
about
upon
now.
Your family.
Blessings upon
May
your family
days
too.
Be long, your hardships few.
They will be. So these are new. These must be new with Cataclysm, because there never used to be anything here. But anyway. Oh gosh, is there any trash left? Yeah, there's some. Anyway, this, Magister's Terrace, is the final of the Burning Crusade dungeons, and is the hardest of the Burning Crusade dungeons as well. And you'll see no difference with Spodwik, of course, because he's overpowered as all hell. But for a level 70 group, this was indeed the hardest dungeon. Had some very interesting bosses, and it was released, I think, in patch 2.4, along with Sunwell Plateau, which was the final raid of Burning Crusade. So, it is with this dungeon that the storyline of Burning Crusade was starting to wind down to a finish. So what happened storyline-wise then, I say? Obviously, Illidan was the main villain for a long time, for no good reason, really, other than they needed a villain, and Illidan looked sufficiently dark to do the part. He came to Outlands many years ago with Lady Vash and Kael'thas Sunstride. Lady Vash because the Naga were loyal to Illidan, because I think Queen Ashara was in love with him, and Kael'thas because he wasn't always evil. He genuinely wanted to find a new power source for his Blood Elf people so that they could survive. He went with Illidan to Outland in order to seek out this power source, but in the process sort of became a bit megalomaniacal and power mad, and, you know, went around enslaving Naru, taking over big Naru prison ships, and trans-dimensional warp ships, and just generally being a bit evil and doing some bad things and waging war on people and taking slaves for no particular reason. So we decided that he had to go, and we killed him in Tempest Keep, and then we went on to kill Illidan, and then it seemed everything was winding down. But it turns out that Kael'thas Sunstride was not killed after all. He was merely only mostly killed, and someone, I can't remember who, someone brought him back to life using demonic magic. So you see these big demonic stones? He's got one of those yammed right in his chest, and he's now sort of a huskified, completely mad creature. But he is currently, after coming back to life, he kidnapped Muru, the imprisoned Naru in Silvermoon City. He kidnapped him again and took him to the Sunwell Plateau, which we're nearby. Magister's Terrace is like right next to the Sunwell Plateau. He took him there to use him as a power source to power the Sunwell, which he wants to use as a portal to bring Kil'jaeden to Azeroth, thus sparking the 4th demonic invasion, and if Kil'jaeden himself can manifest, probably the last demonic invasion, because Kil'jaeden, by the looks of things, is a lot more powerful than his brother Archimonde was. Well, not brother, I don't think they were related, but his friend Archimonde was, who was of course the leading lieutenant in Warcraft 3. So, basically, if Kil'jaeden is brought to Azeroth, we are all doomed. And so, we're going to come here to kill Kael'thas, only to find that, spoiler, 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 it's too late. The summoning is already, you know, going on. They don't really need him for the process anymore. It's going to happen either way. So we're going to have to do a raid, 25-man raid. We're going to have to get into Sunwell Plateau, and we're going to have to kill everyone in there. And it was glorious. I never got to do it in the day, but I damn sure watched every last second of it on YouTube. Here's a nice mural depicting Kil'jaeden and his tortured slaves, I don't know. So this guy, selling Fireheart, he's trying to drink up as much demonic power as he can. You can see he's got a bit of a demonic skin pigment going on. And he's a bit power mad, so let's put him down before he gets any stronger.
You waste my time.
So you're probably not going to see it in this fight, but eventually he runs up to one of those crystals and says something like, "No! More! I must have more!" and starts to drain energy from the crystal. You have to kill the crystal quickly, because if you don't kill the crystal, he goes, "Yes! Yes! I am a god!" and grows really big and hits for a lot of damage, and generally things aren't going to go too well for you, but now that that's over, he's dead, all is well. So these worms, as you can see, when you kill them, they give a buff that increases the damage you do by 1%, and that stacks up to about 25%.
I need a car.
As far as I know, there's no practical way to make use of this. It doesn't last long enough for you to, say, use it against the boss or anything. So it's just there for flavour, I guess. So who's this guy? There's never been a friendly person here before. This must be new Cataclysm stuff. Oh no, this is right. Sorry. He used to be there, so we get him, and now we have to find the Scrying Orb, which is behind this guy. So Vexalis, he is the second boss. And he was basically a mini version of a Karazhan boss, the Curator. I won't talk about what the Curator did, because that would be crazy. I'll just talk about what this guy does. You fight him, it's pretty normal, you just beat him up, he beats the tank up, everyone beats each other up, but then he starts to summon pure energy, to like little balls of pure energy. And they do damage to you by proximity, and of course they float close to you and hurt you and all of that stuff, but they do have an HP pool and you can kill them. So basically you have to juggle between killing him and killing off the pure energy. As a group, you'd probably want to kill the pure energy as soon as it comes, but as Spodwik, I'm just going to take him down. So there we go. Pure energy didn't get anywhere near me. And I have his Volatile Essence, which is definitely a Cataclysm quest. We never used to have to get a Volatile Essence, but more XP is good for me, except when I'm at level 85, of course. It's quite a shame that they put in these new quests, and most likely very few people are actually going to do this, because they're all going off to the Lich King. Anyway, I'll click upon this orb and show you a cutscene of sorts. So, what we saw there, we saw a bit of Sunwell Plateau, which I said, we're right next to it, it's right over there. We saw Muru in his corrupted form. We saw Anvina, who, she's a bit weird. Anvina is a comic book only, well, she's not a comic book only character because she's over there, but she was introduced in the comic books. Most of her story came in the comic books, and I'm not really sure about her. But basically, the last Sunwell, when it was destroyed, she is sort of its energy distilled into human form. And so they've found her, well, Kael'thas has found her, he's taken her, and he's using her energies directly to repower the Sunwell, as well as Muru's, I guess. Muru is providing a bit of energy, as is she, and together they will, well, I think she's reigniting the Sunwell, and he's turning it into a demonic portal. That's what's going on there. And, yeah. This is Kael'thas. He will be the next dragon aspect come Cataclysm, but for now he is just a simple blue dragon who is in love with Anvina somehow. I guess blue dragons really like magic, especially if they come in the form of human women. And he's just going to get some help.
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
It does. Yes, it does. As you've now witnessed, the Legion forces work tirelessly, manipulating the Sunwell's power to achieve their malevolent ends. Kael'thas has risen from the ashes of defeat and once more leads them in their efforts. He must be stopped. So there's that big crystal I told you about. And he's looking a bit worse for wear.
There is no time to waste.
Indeed there is not. Let's go get him. We have the Halls of Theory. I don't know why it's the Halls of Theory. They look pretty real to me, but tiff. So we've just got some sentinels to kill here. No big deal. The real fun comes in the next room, which is a big open room full of trash, which has to be pulled in small groups, but knowing level 70 groups would inevitably be pulled in groups far too large for us to handle, and we would die. Still, it's very pretty though, isn't it? Very pretty. Let's go kill everyone. La. Sorry if I'm not speaking much. I feel the sneeze coming on. I don't know what to do about it. I don't think I'm going to sneeze though. I think it's going to subside. I wrote that as suicidal in. Which if he's fighting me, he is. Oh my, Magister. Die, Magister. Good. Thank you for complying with my order of death. Ah! Damn you, Sneeze. You shall not pass. Well, normally when I've run this for the mount, which I believe I have, I think I have the rare 1% chance mount that comes from here. Swift White Sunstride. There he is. This has a 1% chance to drop from the heroic version of Kael'thas. That's pretty nice. I call him Francis. When I've run this before, I've been able to skip basically every piece of trash in this dungeon thanks to Mind Soothe. But because I'm doing this for you lovely people, I'll kill everyone in the room. I'll gladly do that for you. Killing everyone in the room. It's exactly what you want to do.
I need to target something first.
Do you? Good. Okay, so I'm not sure what they're doing to this broken thingy. They're either trying to reactivate it, or knowing Blood Elves, they're sucking every last bit of magic from its husk. Because those Blood Elves sure do like their magic. Die, imp. Oh yeah. Die too, you person. Yeah. So let's loot the corpses, loot the corpses, loot the corpses, loot the corpses, yeah. Kill you a little bit more. So we're coming up to the next boss, says. They're technically one boss, but they're like 5 people. See, Blizzard discovered during the Black Temple that people really love council fights, as they're called, which are fights against several people, and it's like a group versus a group, rather than a group versus one big person. There's a lot of strategy that those fights can sort of entail. I mean, most groups against one big person, even the hardest ones, pretty much boil down to don't step in the poo. Whereas group versus group, you've got a more sort of fluid PvP feel to it, where it's like, kill the healers first, make sure this person isn't hurting us, look out for the guy who does CC, wah, 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 and it's all pretty fantastical. So here, I think we've got a 5 versus 5, or in this case, a 5 versus 1, with me as the big strong person. Ooh, roll reversal. But yeah, oh gosh, what's going on here? Okay. And you don't get the same people every time, it's a bit randomised, but we'll most likely have a healer in there, we'll have someone who can crowd control in there, like a rogue who can stun people and whatnot. We'll have, you know, just general group composition basically. So we have to intelligently fight him down, kill him in the order they're supposed to be killed. And I think the main one, Priestess Terrace, she can't die until everyone else is dead. So she is the last one to be killed, which is a shame because she does have a heal spell of her own, though it's a fairly weak one, it's just Renew, which, yeah, I've got Renew, it's a priest spell. It's a heal that's so terrible it's barely worth using, it's generally just a waste of mana. It's a heal over time spell, but it's nowhere near as good as the heal over time spells that, say, a druid could come up with. Oh, you're still alive. There we go. So the healing she does will be fairly negligible, though it might have been fairly significant to a level 70 group. I never beat her on heroic at level 70, I only beat her on normal. So who have we got? We've got Zelfan. I don't know who he is, what he does. Yazai, I can't remember him. He's definitely a crowd control person, and I think he is a healer. So I'm going to go for the crowd control person first. Yep, he's a healer.
Well, aren't you?
So there we go, he was a mage, there was a crowd control person, a healer, and now there's this woman.
Not what I had.
So that's excellent. We can skip those groups. I think even a level 70 group would have got away with walking right past those. So now we don't have very long to go at all. Just one more trash mob, one more trash pull, I believe, and then we're at Kael'thas himself. Incidentally, when skipping this at level 85, skipping all the trash at level 85 and just running through the bosses, you can get this instance done in less than 5 minutes. That's my record anyway. And even faster for classes that are not priests. Then again, priests are the ones with the mind tooth. I guess a rogue or a druid will be able to do this faster than I could. So he's going to start talking to us, so let's listen to his lovely words.
I know what you mean, but Terrace was merely a setback. Did you honestly believe I would trust the future to some blind, night elf mongrel? Oh no. It was merely an instrument, a stepping stone to a much larger plan. It has all led to this, and this time.
So that's Kael'thas Sunstride, carrying on his tradition of talking a shitload. His raid boss fight in Tempest Keep, he just talked and talked and talked. That fight could take up to 25 minutes, and most of it was just him talking. I am not even joking. So let's finish him off while the music is still epic.
I'll turn your world upside down.
So yeah, the strategy behind this guy, in the first phase,
The Master will have you. You will drown in your own blood. The world shall burn.
very dramatic death, sir. Yeah, ooh. Yep, even on normal mode you get an epic from this guy, and in heroic mode all the bosses drop epics. So yes, the strategy for him, that I completely skipped over, in the first phase he summons a phoenix. When you kill it, it turns into an egg that will eventually hatch into a phoenix again. You're probably going to want to kill the phoenix because it'll give you problems. And the second phase, he gets rid of gravity, as you very briefly saw before I killed him. And when he's in his zero gravity form, he summons these orbs eventually that slowly float towards you, and you're just going to swim out their way and DPS him down, and then that's the end of that. And, if you go on the floor, if you try to step on the floor, bad things happen. So you've got to stay floating to avoid the orbs.
Remember the lesson.
So that's the end of that, and that's the end of the Burning Crusade. Yeah, that is the end of him. So as I said, I'll see you again for Wrath of the Lich King, where in Jamosh we'll finally make his triumphant return, we'll get back to proper group play. You'll see the dungeons as they're supposed to be. So thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you later.